Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everyone. Greetings. Welcome to Excape TV. My name is Paul. If you haven't known me, you can call me Paul. And welcome everyone to my another episode of my podcast here in my channel. And I would like to greet everyone a happy Chinese New Year for my brothers and sisters who are celebrating the Chinese New Year. Hello. Happy New Year to you guys. And today is Sunday here. It's January 22. And for the rest of the world, it's Saturday, especially on the US. Hello, everyone. Good evening there, or good morning, wherever you are. So, welcome once again to another episode of Excape TV Live Podcast. So, yes, so I hope you guys are doing well for tonight, or how has your day been? Hopefully, it was okay and not so bad. I would like to give a shout out to Olansky here in YouTube. We are also live in YouTube, and we are also live here in Wisdom app. So, guys, if you are new or you haven't heard of Wisdom app, you can check it out on Google Play and also Apple Store. You can download it. It's a pretty cool app. I just registered this like late last year, and once I tried it and explored some, it's a pretty cool app. It's a app where you can share your thoughts, answer questions, and even do a live talk like this one. So for those who are new to my channel, I'm also live on YouTube. You can find me here in YouTube with just searching Excape TV, and you will find me here in YouTube. And you can check out me on video format, so you can see me as well as just listen to me. So, hello everyone. So, welcome. So, for today's podcast episode, we will be talking about haters, bashers, and trolls. So I did have a little, maybe not little, but it's a bit lengthy piece that I have written about talking about and reflecting about haters and bashers and trolls that's happening anywhere, whether you are online or whether you are in the physical in the physical world. There will always be haters, bashers, and maybe trolls in your life. And for today's podcast, we will be talking about that. So yeah, but before we start with that, I would like to shout out to Sake XO, and also Dre. If you guys have watched my previous episode of the podcast, they joined me on my very first ever podcast episode here in my channel, and I was very glad that they have joined. So for today's podcast, it will only be me. So I'm going to do this solo, and I would like also to give a shout out to Sake, or because she is also a professional singer. She does have an album, and she recently released her album. I think it's her first, I'm not sure, but you can check out her newest album, which is available on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, and other outlets. So her newest album is entitled Costumbres, because she is half Mexican, half American. So I think it's about most of the songs there are Mexican. So I heard her album. It sounds great, and if you have listened to her, she has a very beautiful voice and voice of an angel, and she sings pretty well. And when I heard her sing on her album, it takes me to Mexico, because that's where she originated. So guys, if you haven't checked out Sake's EXO's newest album, It's available on Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube Music, and other places as well. So the album is entitled Costumbres, and you can check it out. Her name in Spotify or Apple Music is Stacy Ake, or we call her here on my friends Sake EXO. All right. So guys, so welcome everyone who is new, who has just arrived. Welcome. This is my second podcast for this year, 2023, and welcome everyone who is new. So you can call me Paul, and so today again, we will be talking about bashers, haters, and trolls. So depends on. I'm not sure how long this podcast was going to last. Most probably be an hour or maybe under an hour. I did have prepared something, so I'll be talking about and sharing that in a bit. So yeah. So I'd like to give it a shout out to everyone here who is listening in Wisdom app. Hello to everyone. Hope you guys are doing well. There's no chat here in Wisdom app, so I'm not sure how you guys are, but hopefully you guys are doing well. This is my first time, by the way, to everyone who is using Wisdom app. This is my first time using Talks here in Wisdom app, so hopefully everything turns out okay. And for those who are new, I am also live on YouTube. If you can just search me on YouTube, Excape TV, you can find me there. All right. So with that said, just before I go on deliver my the thing that I prepared. So haters, just short, maybe a thought or realizations. Haters, bashers, and trolls, they exist everywhere, and especially nowadays, where most people are online, and it's very easy for anyone to be a troll, to express their thoughts or opinions online, and it's convenient, especially for those who are who likes to give criticisms, and unfortunately, with that, we can't control people on what they say, because there's no censorship. So online world can be a nasty place, especially if you are someone who can be found, or someone who is quite famous, or starting to become famous, or whatever. Sometimes it's where your content or who you are just becomes viral, and then without you asking for it, you can be a victim or a subject for haters and bashers, even if you didn't ask for it. So for today's podcast, we will be talking about that, and everyone is welcome to express their opinions. Hopefully, Wisdom app allows guests to join. So if you guys are available, maybe later on after I deliver the sort of piece that I have prepared, maybe you can also give or share your experience. All right. So before that, I would like to give you a shout out to my friends here in YouTube. I would like to give a shout out to Miss Jane Cruz. Thank you, Miss Jane. Mr. J Santos, thank you very much for dropping in. And welcome everyone. So we will be talking about haters, bashers, and trolls for today's podcast. All right. So, okay. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming over here. All right. Okay, I'm gonna read to you guys the this has been in my computer for a while now. I was actually planning to publish this last year, but some things in life just keeps on coming, and that hindered me on publishing this. So finally, today I will be um, sharing it to you guys, to the world. All right. Okay. All right. All right. Okay, here we go. So here's a piece that I have written for you guys, and I hope you resonate with this one, and I hope you can relate. All right. Here we go. I don't think I don't think anyone wants to be bashed or hated by someone, especially if we don't know the reason why they bashed or hate us. Unfortunately, this happens to most of us, if not all, where sometime, somewhere, someone just doesn't like us. I think all of us wants to be generally liked. Not to boast, but I am generally a likable person. However, there was a time when I got somewhat of a hate or bash in one of my very first videos I uploaded here in my YouTube channel. Looking back, I also remembered in my past YouTube channel that I also got someone who clicked the dislike button on a video I uploaded. When I saw that one dislike, even though it was just one dislike, it made an effect on me. It left me surprised and puzzled as to why that viewer clicked the dislike button, as I did not see anyone who commented negative. I won't ever know who exactly that person was, but I had my suspicions on who it was. I decided to unfriend one person in my Facebook because I had a very strong feeling that this was the person who clicked the dislike button. Besides, we were not really friends like friends in the terms to where we communicate on a one-to-one basis. It was just someone whom I connected to long ago due to some common friends also being in Facebook. My suspicions might be correct, since after I unfriended that person, I was no longer seeing dislikes for videos that I think don't deserve or have a justifiable reason to have a dislike to it. Fortunately, YouTube has caught on to this dislike trend and thankfully made some changes to how YouTube shows the number of dislikes for all videos. I was happy to know that YouTube went and made this change, since this fuels the interest and grit of one such troll or basher or hater to further hit that dislike button even if the content doesn't deserve such hate. Unfortunately, trolls, bashers, and haters are free to create thousands of accounts just to hit you with mass dislikes or mass reports. But what YouTube did to change how the dislikes are being shown, hiding them, helps in quenching a troll or hater's incentive to push that dislike button. People can no longer publicly see the troll's work of mass dislike on a video. Thank goodness. It's impossible to eliminate or remove trolls in any social media place or in real life. There will always be going to be someone who just doesn't like you. Whether they don't like the content or information you shared, they don't like the way you talk, they don't like the way you sound, they don't like the way you look. They had a previous grudge on you. You did something to them and they just want to get back on you. Or they just don't like you for no reason at all. And sometimes even them can't pinpoint why they don't even like you. Maybe you have a different behavior or belief or idea of a subject compared to theirs. Or they just do it because it's fun for them to do. Commonly, though, the haters, bashers, or trolls just envy you for being who you are, for what you have achieved, or what you have that they don't have. Whatever their reason is for being such a troll, basher, or hater, the fact is that they will have an effect on you one way or another. They can ruin your mood, your day, or your life. It is much easier to bring someone down than to beat them fair and square or surpass them in whatever you have already achieved. I am not saying that it is so wrong to hate something, because some things in this world does deserve some hate, like injustice, corruption, unjust killings, murder, racism, and others. But to hate something or someone for no to little reason, or because of gossip, it's just not right. Fast forward to now, I have grown to become more mature and have an understanding as to why this happens to most of us. I will be sharing to you my thought process that I have learned when dealing or encountering a troll, basher, or hater in your life. First, we have to accept the fact that deep inside each of us, there is a tendency to become a hater, basher, or troll to someone. Even your friends can become your hater, basher, or troll, and secretly they do it on you. Or they themselves are not aware of their own feelings towards you, that they envy or hate you. It is so easy for a person to criticize someone when that critic only looks into their own perspective and not try to look into the perspective of the person they are criticizing. It doesn't take much to become a critic, but to be a good, credible critic, one must look into all aspects and tries to look at both sides of the coin. A good critic is someone who is an expert in the area that they are criticizing, or they themselves have experience on what it's like to be in the shoes of the person they are criticizing. I myself am sometimes guilty of these feelings of envy. If you don't have these feelings of envy at one time or another in your life, then I applaud you for being so good and being an angel to the people around you. Although I don't do things like clicking the dislike button or do anything to bring a person down, usually I just scroll past them and ignore them in social media. When I do somehow feel being envious to a person, I don't really hate them, but I am aware and admit to myself that I have this feeling of envy towards them. I realize then that anyone can become a hater. If these feelings of envy are not held back or kept in check, you can become one. So I try to see and analyze why this happens. One reason for a person to be envious of another is because of competition. In this world that we may see scarcity or the lack of opportunity, people tend to be competitive to everyone. Because not everyone can be given such opportunity. Not everyone can be given fame, fortune, and glory. Thus, people will try to compete to have it. When you achieve something, you somehow take something from someone else. And that someone else could have been trying to get it for some time, thus breeding a feeling of envy within that person who have been trying to get it for him or herself. And that someone else who got it, that someone could be you. Yes, I know. Opportunities and things can be found in a lot of places. We can try and convince an envious person that they can find or get what they want in a lot of places or somewhere else. But most usually, they will have a hard time letting go. You may try, but most usually, they won't listen to you. If not, their feeling of hatred and envy towards you will instead grow, because to them, you are belittling them. You are putting them down. You are putting them to shame. So the best way to adjust how you see this or handle this on your own mind is to remember that they hate you. They envy you. They bash you because they are not you. Let them be. Ignore them if possible. If not, cut ties with them if possible. Leave them to process their own thoughts of hate or envy to themselves. If you have achieved what you have achieved in a fair way, you are innocent and are not responsible for the negative feelings that they are feeling or going through. You do not need to carry their baggage of being hateful or envious. Do not let them drag you down. Because, believe me, they will drag you down if you engage or allow them. Because it is easier to bring a person down than to compete fair and square. They will try to engage you to a fight in their level of being hateful and envious. Ego usually is the culprit to why they will have a hard time letting go and finding opportunity somewhere else. They just can't accept defeat or just can't handle competition. They hate, envy, or bash you because you have what they don't have. Like maybe material things, beauty, happiness, stature, popularity, attention, influence, power, fame, money, talent, wisdom, knowledge, or any of those things. I could go on and on. A person can be hateful, be envious, because you just have what they want. They will try to bring you down because they themselves know they cannot have or do what you have achieved. It's not your fault why this is so. So keep this in mind that sometimes people just hate or bash you because they are too lazy to do the things that you have done to achieve what you have achieved now. They will spread lies, will spread gossip, will exaggerate stories just to damage your reputation. In the hopes of discrediting or destroying your achievements, they will do anything. Don't let them. You are where you are now because you worked hard for it. You have the right connections to achieve it. Or you were just plainly, let's say, lucky to have what you have now. As long as you did nothing wrong to those people who hate you, you do not need to carry the baggage of resolving their own feelings of hate or envy. You did nothing wrong to them, so try to ignore them. Leave them to their own individual lives. One way or another, they will realize the punity of their efforts to bring you down because you are not giving them attention, which what the haters usually want. That they get noticed and that they get affected, and the people that they hate get affected by their hatefulness. Keep your head up and don't look down to people who are below your level. If you are someone who is famous or known by a lot of people, there might be times where people can hate you because somewhere, sometime, or somehow you ignored them and did not acknowledge their presence. While most of the time you are expected to entertain your fans or people who you serve, if you are a public servant, you have to acknowledge the fact that you are also a human being that can get drained or become nervous or become preoccupied with something or some thoughts that it is not your fault that you can't entertain everyone who wishes to interact with you. You also have the right to have privacy, and sometimes you are just not in the best of moods. You don't have all the time in the world to entertain everyone. In a perfect world, all people will understand this. But reality is, this is not a perfect world. So it is not your fault if some people will hate you for this. If they can understand, leave them be until they mature enough. Or let time go by to allow the emotion of hate to fade. You can say that these people who hate you, bash you, or a troll are selfish and just don't give a damn on how their actions affect another person. And sometimes, if not most of the time, these people are not even good at what you are good at. If you try to challenge them, they will either make excuses and back down the challenge. They are just happy when you feel upset when they try to do things to you that affects you to become sad or negative. Maybe they are evil, maybe they are selfish, or maybe they just lack the perspective or understanding of putting into one's shoes of the ones they are hating or bashing. Or maybe they just want to be heard or noticed so bad that whatever that reason is, there can be no there can be a time that comes in your life that too much is enough. You have to defend yourself and put yourself in a different level than them who seem to be so engrossed and having fun in seeing others in pain or in misery. Believe me, they will have their time when every ounce of hate they give to you will come back at them. Let's try and overcome this challenge that we may face one time or another in our lives and not get dragged by one such person or people. We just cannot please everyone. There are so many things in this world where people can have so many differences. I think our differences might never be reconciled until such time we go to a place where all things are known, where all things are understood, where all things are clear and seen. A world where no lies exists, no secrets are hidden, no information is lost. That world, however, is not this world. So don't let the bashers, haters, and trolls get to you. Understand that you are not the problem. Understand that they are only trying to get from you what you have or rightfully achieve because you work hard for it and they are just too lazy to get it themselves. Or they just refuse to take responsibility or acknowledge defeat because of their ego. It is easier to bring a person down than to compete or raise them up. Understand that they are hateful or envious because they lack the understanding or compassion or even perspective to place themselves on the shoes whom they try to criticize. Keep your head up high. Continue and move on with all the things that you want to achieve or do in this life. We just cannot please everyone. You are unique. You are great. You are amazing. So continue. So continue to be who you are. Go out into the world and do what you set out to do. All right. Hope you guys resonated with that. Um, that was a pretty long piece that I have written while I was reflecting on the subject of haters, bashers, and trolls. And hopefully, I was able to compress my thoughts on that. And so, yeah, guys, I am the floor is now open for anyone who wishes to share their experience on being hated at, being bashed at, or being trolled. So if anyone out there is open, I'm gonna try to check this app, Wisdom app. If how do I? Um, I'm not sure how this works. Um, yeah. Not sure how this works, but if you guys are sorry for the background, there's someone band that's passing by. So and my room is not soundproof, so apologies. So yeah, I would like to give a shout out to Miss Jane Cruz here on YouTube. She says that uh, um, yeah, she is. She says amen. All right, thank you very much, Miss Jane, and shout out to Mr. J Santos. All right, so I'm not sure how can I invite guests to join me here in Wisdom app. Not sure, guys. Since there's no chat here in the Wisdom app, I'm not sure if anyone wants to join or wants to share their thoughts on the subject. Um, oh, okay, that's mute. Okay. Oh, that's too bad. This is my first time, by the way, using Wisdom app talks, live talks. So maybe. Oh, not sure what. Okay. I don't think it allows me, or no one is just clicking. Not sure how this works. So anyway, yeah. So thank you very much, guys, for listening to me and for listening to that talk. So hope you guys have uh, that piece that I delivered was resonated with you. That you were able to relate to it, and hopefully it helps, and hopefully that things that I have realized might work for you. Although I'm not a I don't have that much haters actually now, so thankfully that's what it is right now. So hopefully that it stays like that, and yeah. So online can be a nasty place to be in, especially if you have offended someone. Because we are not perfect, we can make mistakes, and we can say things mm, that might sound negative, or that might sound politically incorrect. Yeah, I think so. So we might say things that are politically incorrect, and but the truth is that we didn't mean it to be negative. And after you said it, you have earned a hater or a basher or a troll. And what's really challenging, or what's really sad, is that if that troll won't stop harassing you, whether it's online or in the real world. So yeah, and let's just remember that sometimes they just lack the compassion or the perspective to see the other side of the coin, where how their actions and behavior affects the other person on the other side, because they are just so engrossed in just getting back and seeing how you are, that you become sad or negative, and sometimes they just don't care, you know. So for us, or for you who can be right now a victim of having haters or bashers, uh, we have to do what we can so that we can maintain our mental health stability on, so that we can continue doing the things in real life, like working, because it's sad if you have to carry this emotion or thoughts that somewhere out there someone hates you. So it's challenging. So I hope you guys, the piece that I shared to you guys helps you in handling those types of people. So yes. All right. Okay. So I guess I'm gonna try to figure out how Wisdom app works. If how to have guests join, or if it's just that nobody wants to share. And hopefully next time I'll try to do things differently, and maybe someone else can join and share their thoughts. All right, guys. Thank you very much for listening to me in this live podcast. For those who are new or who just came in, I can also be found on YouTube. You can search for me on by typing on Excape TV. Yes, you can view this recorded live podcast on video format in YouTube. And thank you very much, guys, for staying and listening to this talk. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day or night or afternoon or wherever you are in this planet. So this is Paul of Escape TV. Thank you very much, everyone, and yeah, have a good day. Thank you.